When it comes to Hireframe, it's been very, very easy to work with the whole organization. We've met with a variety of people and they've all been, very receptive to what TrueBuilt needed. I think the number one thing was the flexibility that was offered. Not locking us into a long-term contract was great. But more importantly is Hireframe's been very, very flexible as we've changed strategies. I'm John Sibley, the founder and CEO of TrueBuilt. We are a modern pre-construction platform, so we work with commercial general contractors and subcontractors to improve their bidding and planning process. So we've had two Hireframers work with TrueBuilt on the sales side, both a BDR and an SDR. The BDR was more focused on data enrichment. They came in, did a fantastic job, really got our data pipeline going and got to the point where we no longer needed that because they really completed that task. There are a finite number of construction contractors out there. And so they were able to do all that data enrichment. And then worked with the Hireframe team to really get someone who could do cold calling, cold emailing, and that was pretty successful as well. We did get to a point where we wanted to try some of the AI cold calling tools. We piloted one. It started working well at first, but then the results slowly dropped off and got worse and worse. So we ended up circling back to Hireframe, and we're now in the process of hiring another SDR. After working with Hireframe twice now, we'd really like to get a Hireframer that can be with us in the long run. And I think this particular role could be someone who can grow with our company and, hopefully even step into a closing role someday. When it comes to Hireframe, it's been very, very easy to work with the whole organization. We've met with a variety of people and they've all been, very receptive to what TrueBuilt needed. I think the number one thing was the flexibility that was offered. Not locking us into a long-term contract was great. But more importantly is Hireframe's been very, very flexible as we've changed strategies. So, once we were done with the data enrichment project, they were able to pivot to getting us an SDR. After we tried the AI SDR and it didn't work out, now we're back with Hireframe trying to grow the SDR team. So that kind of flexibility to, work with us was huge and definitely a crucial factor for us coming to Hireframe for the very first time, but also coming back to Hireframe. Everyone was very excited to see how quickly Hireframe was able to find us someone. Everyone in our organization knew we had this hole on the sales side where we, didn't have anyone focused purely on data enrichment and then didn't have anyone focused purely on outbound. So I think everyone was very happy to see how quickly Hireframe was able to accomplish that. I'm a big believer in offshoring, and working with Hireframe really allows us to get access to offshore talent without having to set up, a TrueBuilt entity in Mexico or a TrueBuilt entity in Brazil. And so I think for now we'll have Hireframe, really focus on building out our sales team internationally. But again, Hireframe having that flexibility to, work with us and lever up or down as the needs of the business change is super important to me. My advice to someone who's interviewing with Hireframe and, looking at bringing them on to help them find talent or help them find a staffing solution is to be really open about your needs. From my very first conversations with Tyler, I was very open about exactly what we needed, and he was able to, find the right solution for us and then plug those parts in. And again, Hireframe having that flexibility and being able to really listen and understand what TrueBuilt needed was very important to us, and it's why we're returning to work with Hireframe again.